Hello, welcome back to some more Tales of Arise. Now, last time I left off, we had entered the volcano, and we're making our way through it to hopefully find an ancient ship.
Hi, Hoodle.
No, his thing ain't ready. Damn it.
Their hide is thick as armor. Glacial spear.
Ha!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Bad up.
Glad you have your
Take it out.
You got company.
Oh, wait. Hold a minute. I forgot. My sign. One second, don't get one. Sign is up. I should get a lighted sign. Just kind of switch that works. So I can just be like, boop, on. I am live. Shot! One more!
You picked the wrong fight.
Burn!
Here I come. This one keeps
And
That's what our shield. Fight better at a distance. Further away,
leave it to you.
you and I both.
Severing wind.
oh,
You're mine.
let's do!
Consider yourself.
Burn! Yes.
With your flames and my technique.
We're stronger together than we are apart.
Yay.
My face is starting to sting, and my throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Thanks.
You want some too, Shion? Oh, wait. I bet you're hungry more than anything, aren't you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
That's definitely the way forward there. But there was that room back there I didn't check. Might be good items. Let's run back and check this. Fight me!
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Confiscated.
Ha!
Here I go. It's a duel of the arts.
And take that!
We got flyers.
I've got this. Let 'em march.
Damn it, missed.
All yours. Strike. Severing wind. Here I come.
Come on!
Soaring light spear. Kisara. Commander of heaven.
Yeah!
Glacial spear.
Nice technique. No escape. This one's all mine.
Demon's descent.
Oh! Boom! Demon's Descend!
Is every shield you own that big?
Here, you want to try holding it?
Ugh,
No.
how do you even walk with this thing?
How does she carry that shield so easily? It's like, damn. And climb down. Do-do-do-do-do. Hop. Got him!
Water. Here, Glacial spear. Here's the evil.
Won't save you.
Here goes.
Break it!
Wind.
Ah,
Illuminate the dark. Let's keep our fire. Here goes. Holy land. Glacial spear. Here's evil.
come on!
Seal. Breeze lantern.
Huh?
Astral energy.
Yes, Supreme Altar!
You sure showed them.
No, it'll go this way
All in a day's
first.
work.
There's a chest. Some transcendent pebble. Ah, I have an itch. Ah, I feel good. I'm waiting for one of these chests to just be a mimic. Just help.
I won't forget you.
Now you see what
They're all
I
coming
Boom.
after me.
I'm coming, Linwood.
I'm not scared. I'm totally fine.
Oh. Ow.
Can you take care of
You
that?
want this to stop again? I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Kisara.
Remind me to stay on your good side.
Huh.
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
Who said anything about letting off?
Damn it. I mean, getting it is good because then you have infinite hearts.
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cycle.
Yeah, nice technique.
Kisara, frozen.
Hammer time.
We don't care.
Lunar
Escape.
blast. Here goes. Do it.
Demon Fang.
Here this ends now.
Consider yourself.
Consider yourself finished.
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
That it would. Some indomitable gargantuable. Oh, and this gives us a shortcut if we need to go refresh. Which you probably will. Getting low on lemony goodness. Unless we can find a store. Let's see, let's go up here. Oh boy. Come on. Damn it.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Not on my watch.
Damn it! I'm not done.
You have to
Ha!
run area on their back.
Aim for the weak spot. It's almost too strong. Be my guest.
And burn!
I owe you so much. A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Ah!
Well, I'm here to stop it. Let's make it rain.
Look sharp.
Lightning tiger!
Take this.
Now.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope that was improving.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen Theon
Boom.
actually look flustered.
Ha!
This ends now.
Burn!
A whirling circle. Winds of heaven. First forth.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
What do we got here? Brigandine. Oh, elemental guard's actually better. Alright, everyone's in their best equipment.
It is really interesting.
You must really like it,
Huh.
Alfin.
When did I find the elemental guard? I honestly can't remember.
No choice.
Let me help.
Oh! Ha! Ta! Take that! Ha. Tag. Let's do it. Supreme Altar.
No escape! I'll smash you! Sword Rain Alpha!
Oh, didn't even notice I was in over limit.
The heavens must be smiling.
Oh, hi. Ha.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Come on.
Weak point. How about this? Piercing roar.
Come on.
And just like that, I'm back in it. Start by holding the front line. No sooner said than done.
Ha.
I'll burn it all!
Burn to the ground. Kill the fire golem with fire. Supreme Altar.
That astral energy was incredible.
I gave it everything I had.
Kill the fire golem with fire. Damn, there's a whole bunch. I missed some crystals back there. Damn.
It's crazy to see
oh.
rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you...
Okay, this is the way forward.
If you fall, there will be nothing left of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't try anything funny. Especially you, Law. No pushing anymore, not even as a joke.
I'm not a little kid!
Especially you, Law. No pushing anymore. Whee!
Guess I misread the landing.
Let's go.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Armor won't save you. Get behind me.
Into the shadows.
Come on.
Tiger blade.
Ha, ha, ha. Come on.
Leave the enemy's arcs to me.
No complaints here.
Come on. Come on.
I'll take you all on.
Oh, hammer time.
Flare the Malachor.
I'll heal you all.
Armor won't save you.
Let's go.
Now, by the power of this ends now.
Consider your
Burn to the ground.
my turn!
Seal. Lunar corruption.
I'm not
How
done!
about this? Make it rain.
Your arts are really...
Astral energy.
Say no more!
Supreme Altar.
I can feel my power growing!
What's this? Red Sage. And climb. Climb, 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 climb. Die!
Hi, Hoodle. I never miss. Let the marksman handle this.
Take this!
Lunar corruption.
Ha!
Illuminate.
No! Get down!
The enemy wields arc too.
Wilson, see about that.
Ha, 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 ha. Going up.
I'll take you all off!
Come on.
The further away, the better.
Ooh.
You and I both.
They go boom.
Step back. This one's all law.
God damn it, Law. This one's all Law.
I'll do my best.
I can carve through armor.
Ooh, double hit. Okay. Ha.
The blocking part's their weak point.
Ah,
That's my cue.
steal it.
Side me, jerk. Shut him down.
Ah,
I can do this all day.
burn.
Win.
Ah,
Going in now.
do it.
Radiant finish it.
Now, here I come.
By the power of Florida.
Shield.
By the power of Eel.
Dragon Swarm.
Dragon swarm.
Lightning orb.
And burn.
This is looking good.
I'll heal you all. Light axe illuminate the healing circle. Come forth. Now we're one between heaven and earth. Mega ray. A willing shield lightning.
Come on.
I'll be saving this one.
Whew.
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen.
We got a chest. And it is a gold gel. And a stone. Lucky pebbles and hex breakers. Yeah. Okay, did go that way. Yay! Ow.
Callus.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Let's dispose of the trash.
I can carve through armor.
Denied.
Here goes.
You're mine.
Don't worry.
Haha.
I've got plenty to go around.
Ha. What? What? Get down.
I'll take you
Oh.
all on.
She drop on the hammer.
Flame demolition.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Carve through. We've turned the tables on him.
There are still more left.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ooh. Take this. Double demon fly. Going up. Boom.
Commander of heaven.
Burn it to the ground.
Looks like we came out on top.
We just need to make sure we stay there.
Right. And
This one's tough. But we have no choice.
you let me know if you need heat.
Target. Break it. Steal it.
Now, this is
Strike it.
Consider yourself finished. My turn.
going in.
Escape. Dragon swarm. Double demon flash. Kisara. Commander
Once more. Strike it.
Yeah. Nice technique.
Huh? Ah. No enemy.
Hey, Poodle's quivering. I think we're about to be real lucky. This will be a delicious piece of cake. By the power of Wind! Extra energy! Blaze of the
Eh. Ah. Burn!
Go for the weak point.
Ah. Break it! Ah. No! Take this! Oh, boom! These combos!
I feel stronger. I mean,
Combo
We're
breaker.
counting on you, Rinwell.
on.
Okay, that's the way to go.
Well, I'll do my best.
So first, let's go down here and see what's hiding behind the path. Oh, construct. Of course.
I didn't know
Doha.
you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Dohalim. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle both.
I know.
Necessarily. Both of them contain Earth astral energy. Luckily for me, this area is rich not only in fire energy, but Earth as well.
Oh, that's good. Absolute. Absolute protective for the absolute peace of mind. Those are the design ethos for this defensive gear. Layered with chainmail, light armor, and plating.
Hey, new equipment!
But damn. I wish I had an outfit though for that, cause shit. Boop, boop, boop. Hey. And again. Hata! Oh, that's just a quick. So we got a shortcut down, and then a shortcut through. Damn, if I'd known that, I could have skipped all those battles. But I experiencing my gold is experience. It's not gold, Iron. Well, that's the thing with fucking Tales of Games. It's gold, not gold. Shut up, article. Silence, brand. That's more like it. Okay. Touch the mysterious power. Okay, let's make a save here. Should have saved before touching the power. Oh, Val. Wonder what we're gonna face down here. Oh. 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 It's the fire effigy thing.
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later.
That thing looks like the
When it gets into town,
fire,
it's
the
gonna
form of
cause
the
chaos.
fire took.
We need to take it down and move on.
Let's go!
Efreet Malum.
Tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
So we can't even get to it.
Focus. On your toes, everyone.
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you
Oh, this thing's got no health. We just gotta survive.
Focus up before we
Because
become that
we
big
can't
slug.
attack.
It's summoning Zoogle? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it.
Ow. Lemony goodness. Oh shit.
Now my clothes are
Ha ha.
my head's spinning.
Going up.
Their arcs were interrupted.
Break it. Ha.
That's what my shield's for. Get behind
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
I'll leave it to you. Ignite.
Take this. Oh my god.
Time to let it rip. You'll pay for that. Eternal devastation. Eternal demon fang. Flaming thrust. Now, while it's reeling,
Take it down.
I'll burn it all.
Burn it to the ground. Ha.
Flaming pillar.
And burn.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Double demon fang.
Resuscitation field. Here, do it.
Devastation. Chill.
This ends.
Take
Consider yourself
this.
not a kid.
Break it.
By the power of God. This one's mine.
Ha. Take this.
Here's a healing art. A wailing band-aid.
Now where was I?
Of course, the golem was sitting right where his fire beam stopped. Ha. Ta. Take this. That is a that is a magma. What is it? Magma lamp.
And just like that, I'm back in it.
Start by holding the front line.
No sooner said than
Ah! Items. I mean, goodness to shown. Ha! Ta!
Got it. Do it.
End it!
Consider yourself.
Burn!
here come more.
You'll just have to keep fighting.
Steal them all!
No complaints here.
I'm not done. The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
Take this! Supreme Altar!
I'm not done.
I'll take you all on.
Ooh! She dropping the hammer.
Flares and Malisa.
Burn!
I think the enemy's getting desperate.
Got them where we want them.
Don't tip your hand, though.
As impressive as always.
Steal it!
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen you on the hustling.
Commander of Heaven.
Strike!
Here, let me help.
All right. Now where was I?
Is it getting bad again?
Reinforcements incoming.
Not a problem.
Taking too many hits.
Steal it!
We're good to go.
Break it, Law!
Here's a healing art. Appreciate the help. Seal.
Item. Life bottle.
In an instant.
And take this!
They're all coming after me.
I'm coming, Redwell.
I'm not scared. I'm totally fine.
Steal it, Rinwell.
Side me, yours to be let free.
Burn!
Sword Rain Alpha.
Oh, limited goodness to Rinwell. Damn it, Rinwell. Life bottle to Rinwell.
No! Don't leave me all alone here.
Come on! Don't worry about yourself. Get myself back up. Steal it. Hit it. Ah. Jesus Christ. How much health does this fucking golem have? God damn. Oh.
I'm gonna need more.
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Anything in armor is all mine.
Shoot it.
Thanks for the healing. Watch yourself, okay? Yeah, you too. Here's a healing arc. It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone.
Holy shit.
Here I come.
Life bottle Kisara.
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please.
Shown. Use healing circle on yourself.
Safe.
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it. Just watch and learn.
Let's do it.
That's enough.
Ooh. Did he just... Did Alpha just slap it? Alpha just slapped a giant fire demon in the face. God damn, Alphen. Go back
Everyone okay?
down!
Yeah, I think so.
No!
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location.
That makes sense.
Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
Yes.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
Well, well. Oh. Unrelenting blaze. So let's see. Faster charge. Ooh, a new one, incineration wave. Let's do that. Okay, what can you learn? You complete this one. Yay. Okay. What can you learn? Nothing. You can learn this. Lock and learn. Let's see. Awakening chain bonus. Let's go with increased awakening attack, which gets calves of steel. Let's get that title. Treasure Hunter activated. Key to a certain door in Calagris. Simply beholding it makes one wonder what lies beyond the threshold.
Good to know my training
A
is
secret
paying off.
door. Was there any area that we couldn't access here? It's the Lord's Chamber. There's a giant Zoogle there. No, nothing we couldn't access there. Solder, cured garrison. No. Fog and ruins. No. Huh. Wonder where that goes to. Huh. That's something I'm gonna have to look into. But a secret key. I wish it would like give you a hint as to where. Key to a hidden chamber. The secret key. Key to a certain door in Calagris. Simply beholding it makes one wonder what lies beyond the threshold. Huh. Open. Open. It could be an area I haven't given into yet. I can only wonder. Hello. Serene, peaceful
Hey,
night
is that
skies.
over there?
A ship. But first, can I forge any new weapons? Ooh, I can make the Supreme Ignis roar. Supreme Rockwall, Taming Water 3rd edition. Ooh, I can make his Hanuman staff. Sell the gold chunks. Sell some of those. Yes. Okay. Okay, and buy. Lots of lemony goodness. And orange. Revival ring. Comeback ring. Ooh. Coup de grace. Increase damage dealt from arts that consume all AG. Arts that consume all AG? What? Huh. Craft that. Enhance. Yep. Enhance again. One, two, three, four, five. Oh, so the last two levels you go right away.
Have you?
Okay, equipment. Equip the level 5 buff bangle.
Guys, checked your equipment lately?
Now let's sell some more stuff. I think that's enough. Okay, enhance. Enhance. I just feel like saving at this point. Here we go. Look at that. A sheep.
Alvin?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before.
It's his ship.
This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Damn. Still active.
3 centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Woo!
Damn. I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
Yeah.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got
Oh,
us
great.
now, Alvin.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying
Wait.
the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
Audio just derped for a second. That's weird.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
Damn. Look at that.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After
No.
all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a
Yeah.
little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Oh,
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
oh hell no.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
No.
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana.
Yeah.
There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis.
Yep.
And wherever she is, we should find the Renasolma too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns.
Hopefully.
Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
They all fall asleep sitting up.
Where? Shion?
That had to be uncomfortable sleeping like that.
Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own?
Check something here. No, I don't need to get big. Okay, it's not. It's still going. Good. Oh, damn, look at that. Let's see, what can we see from here? We can see that one. Just that one. Damn, look at all that view. Shit. Oh, there she is. Dun, doo-doo-doo-doo.
Shion. Shion!
What?
It's your thorns? But why?
Yeah, why are they hurting her?
You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
The hell is going on with her
You
now?
planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Shit. Jeez, girl. Learn to rely on others. God, even after all this time, all they've been through, she still wants to take it all on herself.
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Rolron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Excuse me?
Couldn't die. So you're immortal? How's that even?
Smart move.
I believe you, Shion. But tell
Shut
me
up.
how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death.
Shit.
I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
Shit. That's why she tries to take it on herself.
And chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first. But ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis.
Shit.
When the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
Shit, girl.
too much. It's way too much. When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way. Elvin?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Elvin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. Fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys.
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Oh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid
Oh
of
my.
She'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
A beautiful moment of friendship.
You guys. You're all so stubborn.
Apologies for lowering the audio.
Thank you, everyone. For right now, in a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. to Lenegis.
Beautiful. So that kept the silencing at bay. Let's lower this a little bit. Right there.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her.
Right about there.
Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying?
Oh.
Why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
What do you gotta say, Kisar?
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that?
Yes.
That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted.
Ooh, excuse
It's
me.
not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
It's over here. Oh, well.
Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Well said, Rinwell. Well said. Gotta talk to
Did you
La.
know?
You mean about
Did
Shion?
you know?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you
Damn.
figured it out in time though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her, no matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
Yeah.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is.
Sean! Sean! Sonica!
Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
Yeah.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, And before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that.
Oh.
Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore.
Yay!
I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
Yeah. Good.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace.
Yeah.
But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
For Lenegis! Touch the button!
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
God damn it, Law.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
That works.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but, well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Yeah.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
To the sky! Oh. Whee!
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping.
Yeah.
We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
Oh.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Now, I'm
Forgive me.
surprised back then.
I was
it
wrong to
wasn't-
pry. We have more
I
pressing
was
matters
confronting
to
Shion.
address.
They didn't force us
Come
into
back
a
and
fight
speak to
with
me
her.
when you finish looking around the ship.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse, but then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
Damn.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a damning victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the
Damn it.
only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Yeah. Burst cannon, pow! It won't let me jump over the little railing. God damn it. Oh.
Hey, Alphen, listen to this. So Law and I were just talking, and
Hey, shut up!
And what's got Law all flustered?
only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in One Piece, remember?
Oh.
Oh, that's a good point.
That makes sense.
If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
God damn it, Law. Here's the elevator. Oh, I wanted to poke that thing.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
Probably
It's a
cryogenic
healing
thing.
pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lennigus, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that'd mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well.
Oh.
First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society.
Huh.
Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Danan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Law's blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this Red Woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That Red Woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
Oh. Boopity boop boop.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them. There's no one here. I wasn't expecting to welcome that, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out.
Oh?
Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst.
Oh.
In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Very much.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Possibly.
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of
Very
that worth in the
possible.
residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one
Alpha
way to
makes
find
another
out.
place.
If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
Oh.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renins. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
Boop.
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For
Yeah.
such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
Haha.
So how many Renins actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
Oh no. Whee! What? Okay, that's a lot less, shiny than I expected.
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
Maybe they didn't
I would
know.
think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Oh, shit.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Oh, shit.
I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim.
They are out of
Don't
the
tell me you've started
loop.
keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The
Dude,
less you
shut
know,
up.
the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
Oh?
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Doe?
Oh, I hear that, Doe.
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danins poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two.
So, who's Faria? God damn.
The Danins among us should probably keep our heads down.
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just... unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana, and then sending it to Rena.
Yeah, we already guessed
But
that.
why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right?
Yeah.
So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
Another.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, To what exactly?
Sorry. That probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along. This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shion. I'm sure we will.
Again. Lennox is done for. Is Lennox done for? The Resistance quarters falling apart. Yeah, seriously. Sir.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Damn.
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lennox mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Sleep. Oh. He's using the super technique hand squirt. Oh. God, why can't I reach anyone? Well, you see, it's 'cause fuck you. Where am I? Just around for a walk and I don't know where I am. I don't know. Everything's falling apart and it's completely different. I can't get a hold of Mother and Father either.
You have nothing to fear, kids. I'm sure there's a reason for everything that's going on.
But even the Zeugles are running loose. This seems dangerous.
Zeugles are nothing more than our servants. They may have gotten out, but I assure you, I'll have them back under control before long. If you kids consider yourselves to be proud runners and be brave, while the situation fits before you know it.
Yeah, at least they're doing some good by trying to calm down the kids. Save this person! In all my years, they would have seen such potent healing arts. Thank you so much for taking time to heal an old woman like me. Ooh. Goddess of kindness. Goddess of kindness. Aqueous impact.
I wonder just how many people have been saved by Shion in some form. I'm impressed.
There's rumors flying around about people being saved by a Renin vision of beauty.
Vision of beauty? That's a bit much.
Alphen had better stay on his toes.
Where do I come into this?
Everything will be okay now.
Oh God.
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
Right behind you.
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the Lord you were serving?
What's with all these
Hey,
questions?
bird boy.
I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Damn cat.
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
God damn. Excuse me.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Yeah.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
But the Sovereign
Without the lords
was
or
on
anyone in
Dana.
the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
Oh
No,
my.
I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Whoa.
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3
Exactly.
centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Danath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time?
Oh
Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Oh, snap!
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
We good? Nope.
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have
Point.
experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Double point.
Questioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until
I
we've
still say
exhausted
that
every avenue.
there's something that keeps Renans from being able to see her. Next.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What?
Oh.
They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Hey! What's got into Alphen and Law all of a sudden?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
God damn it. God damn it.
With nobody left to run the show,
Step, step,
I
cutscene.
wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
Yeah.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Cannabelt,
Balsec.
Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
Yeah.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
Makes sense.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Place. Oh. A new quest. Oh, it's a new side quest. You know about how it's always supposed? Why? Are you canvassing for someone? I'm His Excellency. I will tell deals. You probably know better as Lord Balls. I know a lot of people consider him to be a giant brute. Believe me, I realize he can be an aggressive man. What these people don't realize is how much he looks after the members of his house. It's fair to say that House Tilbilis doesn't enjoy much esteem. Those of us to survey it will be the first to admit that. But His Excellency always stands up against any who would mean us harm. Of that, we can be sure. His efforts in the crown contest aren't only for his family, but to improve the standing of each and every member of his house.
Yes!
I owe so much to His Excellency, I would never dream of serving any other lord.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
I'm gonna take a quick break here. So I'll be back in a little bit. Get some snack, use the bathroom, that kind of stuff. So I will be right back. ready to go. So do that. Bring this back up. And back to the live scene. Here we go. Oh, excuse me. I had a nice little snack. Got a soda. Lord Dohalim, you returned. Ah, I see you brought aids with you. Do you remember who I am, my lord? Surely you must, yes? Not to his house Ilkaris, but more specifically his lordship personally. So much so I've been trying to share my appreciation of his lordship with anyone who would listen. In fact, I was planning to publish my extensive writings on the subject through this very terminal for all to read and enjoy. But since the lines appear to be cut due to the recent tumult, I've been unable to upload them. I know, since you're all here, I'll just read them out loud. There exists a most handsome man, a man who radiates beauty, whose every word, every syllable is divine poetry. He hails from the famed Ilkaris, and his name, Lord Dohalim. Music is his passion, the arts his great love, the score, boorish, uncouth men of this land cannot begin to compare to his magnificence. So refined and majestic his poetry, why the thought of it brings me ecstasy. Poor Dohalim. It's gotta be so goddamn awkward to him. Once he becomes our sovereign, then I shall bloom anew, ushering in an era of prosperity for a grand civilization. Until that glorious day comes, I shall forever be praying for his victory morning, noon, and night. Well, what do you think, my lord? I poured my whole heart into it, hoping to capture your essence. Wait, I forgot to mention anything about his lordship's love for collecting things. I must take this time while the lines are down to a pendant. Only then will my masterpiece be complete.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
You, sir, who do you support? Well, I never. Don't think anyone tried to tear me away from the House of Valkyries. What? What do you want? Don't tell me you work for Lord Dohalim, that dreadful Lord Almazir, do you? You don't? Well, don't scare me like that. To answer your question, I come from a family who has served House of Valkyries for generations. Indeed, I'm doing all I can to support Lord Ganabel behind the scenes so that he might emerge victorious. Many think him to be a cool man, but I insist that utterly mistaken. Though I won't deny he can be strict, he puts Rena's interest front and center like no one else. Why, he advocates that rather than stay confined in Lenegis, we should get on with colonizing. Colonizing Dana and expand our horizons. That way, we can become masters of both worlds and overturn our current minority status on Dana's surface. That's why I seek to become the next sovereign. Tell me, is there a greater, more noble ambition than that? I think not. It's a pursuit of power for the advancement of all our kind. It is what makes him an exemplary lord, model above all others. Though I was unable to accompany him myself, my two sons have been blessed with the honor of joining him on the surface. Oh. As the father, it fills me with endless pride. Oh.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
Yep. Just want to make sure there wasn't any side quests back there. So the next area. Oh.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
This area falls under the sole jurisdiction of House Canaris. I must ask you to depart at once. Surely you don't claim to be ignorant of our famed house, ruled over by the esteemed Lord Almadria? If so, I urge you to... God, choking on my own saliva. If so, I urge you to listen well. In fact, I bid you listen carefully regardless. Have you ever noticed how, in the history of Lenegis, only a few women lords have emerged to compete in the crown contest? Many have theories as to why this might be, but Lord Almadria quashed the doubts of any naysayers through sheer might. In fact, not only did she usurp her father and previous failing master, she also removed her older brother to claim a seat for herself. She is a woman who stops at nothing to get what she wants, who gives her enemies nary the slightest opening to strike. Truly, Lord Almadria is a woman of talent. No one in all of Rena better exemplifies the virtues of our nation's meritocracy. Soon, the age of a glorious woman sovereign reigning over Lenegis shall be upon us at last. Sorry, she dead. She in the bottom of the sea.
Stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they
Yeah.
couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Too bad. Just out. Yeah. Some prime sheep. Let's see.
Ridiculous.
Hello, someone. I was just reading about Volra. Can I help you?
Okay.
I was always an ardent supporter of Lord Urwagil Hildress myself. Were not for sudden death done on the surface, I likely still would be. In my eyes, Lord Urwagil is the true Watcher Lord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident like they say. As for how Volron runs Ganatheros, don't get me started. Here he slays not only Danas, but even his fellow Renans. We may live in a society where to the victor go the spoils, but his actions go against what we as a people stand for. Besides, just what sort of family line is this House Ignisaria of his anyway? I've never heard of it until he came along, which means they must be among the lowest dredges of society. That such an ignoble lineage could suddenly produce an astral artist capable of ascending to lordship is unheard of. None of it makes any sense, not to mention all the upheaval around here of late. What is happening to our people?
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganatheros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
Oh.
When you think about it,
I
the
couldn't
families
move.
of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the
Choking on the
social
burp.
hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces. And nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Renna, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Renna.
Yeah.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Oh.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make
She's
you a
grown
good
so
person.
much.
And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Yay! Now we can continue. Loot! Loot, 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 loot! Mine, 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 mine!
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Renna should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfrikt Milgras, the former Lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
Oh.
So then this Hanfrikt whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Renna?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
Huh.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over Holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I
Interesting.
don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
It seems that
You and me
Renna has a
both.
lot of
Though we are
darkness
Renan
to
by blood,
hide.
neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
I have a feeling we're gonna learn some, twisted shit.
Doe?
Oh,
Faria.
crap.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Kill?
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Damn!
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Whoa! Excuse me? Didn't expect a jump scare in the Tales of game.
Dohalim.
Holy shit.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Bro,
forgive
dude.
me. Some things are best left unsaid.
We had to go through all that with, with Shion. Now we gotta go through it again with you? Orange gel, but leave it 'cause I'm fun. But damn. Did not expect a jump scare in this game. Camera turns back around and there's fucking creepy red woman. Tofu. Some tofu. Nothing here. Another cutscene.
Wow, this place is beautiful.
Yeah. It must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed.
Oh.
Despite Faria's lower class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagin and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides,
Good.
it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagin and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagin had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagin was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
Shit.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done.
Shit.
As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Dahnans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Yeah.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Damn.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
Yeah.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
Yeah.
I hope you're right. Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe. I still wanted to say thank you.
Yeah.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Let's see, can we make any new weapons? Ooh, the Gladius Rene. That's pretty. Oh, it looks like one of the swords of the fucking armored soldiers. Huh. Assault shot? What the fuck? Famous king belonged to a man thought to be immortal. Those who try to fight themselves are bound to be blown back by the recoil. Jesus. Instead, you gotta get to the front of the barrel, which helps us our recoil when fired. Pink protector. And the Scutum Rene. Radiant Light Part 3 and Historia Rene. Book was the current contest. Oh. The Cestus Rene. Columna Passio. And the Catechus Rene. So, okay, nothing to sell. Oh, I can buy treats and heavy treats. Okay, let's rest. Let's go with elemental defense up.
Hey, that actually came out pretty alright, don't you think?
Yeah! Alright. Oh, are we gonna finally get to fight someone?
Soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight. Oh,
I am Lord Dohalim of Elder Menencia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
Boom!
Burn in hell! Take this!
Yeah!
We'll soon see about
Good
that.
hit. Going up.
It's time
Oh.
to finish this.
She going boom boom.
Consuming wildfire.
Yeah. Oh. Going up. Whoa. Get on your knees. Ah.
Commander of Heaven!
Burn it. Supreme Altar. Boom, bitch.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
Yeah.
they weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet,
Something's off.
traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zoogles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
Well, with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries.
Yeah.
At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Luster, Sastro, Crystal, and Rachel. Oh, we gotta go this way. Check for loot. Hello. That's there, so that is in the what we gotta face then. Back. That's all I gotta say on that is back. Boom, 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 boom. Whoa, look at these wolves. Forest wolf.
In a bind.
I missed.
Don't get in my way.
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Get him! Strike! And take this! And those are some cool looking wolves. Dark me. Okay, no weak point. Ha!
Time to let it rip. Look sharp. Eternal devastation.
Ah! Take this! I missed one of the arts.
Here's a healing art.
Oh! And take this! Oh, there she goes. Dropping the hammer. Ah, da. Ah, da. No. Ha, ha. Item, peach gel, peachy goodness.
I have no limit. Piercing raw. Total demon fang. Be still. Soaring light spear.
Charge like that would easily be fatal.
Coming through.
Damn it. Keep forgetting to hold on the last art I hit with.
Here, let me help.
Soaring light spear.
Ah, No!
My clothes are ruined.
I'm not done. You're mine. Try harder.
No! I'm getting better at that. No!
You could use a hand. Thanks, Shion. Far enough.
Stop it!
Glacial champion.
And Incineration Wave!
Astral energy.
Followed by Supreme Altar!
I wonder if
Tongue. Grape. Lemonade goodness!
we can make new weapons with this.
Seriously?
Is this a joke?
Go on! Break it! And burn! Take this!
Shut him down.
Take this! Now!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Sleep now.
Anything in armor is all in a bind.
Stop it! Ah!
Commander of Heaven.
Burn it!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Here I come. They really don't give up, do they?
You're mine. I'm not done.
Get up! Get him, Dolan. Ah!
Now you've gone and ticked me off.
Huh?
I'll pick you all
Oh!
on.
She dropped the hammer!
Flare the
Kisara, Commander of Heaven.
Burn him!
Now, take it. Soaring Light Spear. Hurricane Force. Sword Rain Alpha. Take this.
Between heaven and earth.
Hit!
Astral energy.
Supreme Altar!
I need to be stronger.
Jeez. And take this.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is
Gotta break through. Here I come. You're mine.
Stop it!
Crossblade. Severing Wind. Easter.
Burn!
Sword Rain Alpha.
Lemonade goodness! No!
I'm not done. This one keeps charging us.
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it. I'll leave it to you. Wing. Soaring Light Spear.
Piercing roar.
I'll burn it all.
Burn it to the ground! And
Flaming Pillar.
strike! What? Yes! on! Take this! Get down! Pretty badass looking move. Going up. Stop it. Shit, we're getting low on CP. There it is. Drop a hammer! Yes. Burn! Alright! Take this! Grapey goodness! End it! Burn! Oh.
I felt better, that's for sure.
Jesus Christ. Let's top that up. Get some more health. Jesus Christ. This way's probably some loot. Of course we can't get it without a fight.
Go no further.
Got it! Hurt. Burn!
In an instant! Impact block! Not a chance!
Illuminate the dark.
Soaring light spear! Thanks! Lunar Rondo!
And burn! Supreme Altar!
Let's refrain from
Jesus. Bright stone. Oh, we got a plant. Some red sage. And some more shiny stones. Okay, we're good. Gotta move forward.
Get lost.
No further!
Get it! Steal it! And burn!
Lunar Rondo!
Hehe.
Everyone, get back! It's too dangerous! Illuminate the dark, bloody!
Item. Grapey goodness.
Take this! No escape!
Let me help. Raging Hurricane! Thanks so much!
Try harder!
No!
I'll take it from here.
Oh, she's doing it!
Handle this! Deus Roar! Dance in the wind!
Take this!
Flame! Prepare! Not in
Steal it.
dreams.
Hot! I missed.
I feel sprightlier than before.
Oh, there's a lot of enemies. Let's do this.
Right, here goes.
Head up. Shit. No. And burn.
It's almost too strong. Be my guest. Try harder.
Yeah. I missed. Ow.
Time to let it rip. Soaring lightning spear. Hurricane thrust. Rising falcon. Swing.
This one's
Try harder.
No.
Escape.
Ha.
Try harder.
No.
Now you've got to pick me off.
I owe you one.
Now you
Head
see
up.
what I can do.
My deal.
Eh. Get up. Do it.
Say no more.
Boom, bitch.
With this,
Whew.
I can become even stronger.
So I'm saying, just gonna check this card and see if it's anything important. Ooh, money. Obviously, that's something important. So let's heal everyone up. And then go into the shiny teleporter circle. Vroom. So, where'd it drop us?
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a
Oh.
wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
It's a
Alvin,
terminal. Oh. Oh.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
what?
Oh.
What the?
Memories?
Alphen,
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do.
Oh?
We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it.
Oh.
I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless...
Shit.
Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Dahnan astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Maybe.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad.
Yeah.
I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same.
Yeah.
Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Hey, I think this is a perfect time to cut it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye. Snapshot. Wait. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I forgot to bring up the goddamn remote again, so whatever. I'll just end it on this screen. Bye. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for seeing the video. I'll see you all in the next one.